Hi, and welcome back to Pinky Boo Hauntings. I'll be your witchy host, Shy, and I'll be your guide to all things paranormal, weird, and spooky. Guys, I'm so sorry for not posting last week. I've been dealing with some stuff. My ankle's been hurting, and it's been so hard to stand long enough to record. And on top of that, I've been fighting a cold, and my body made me listen to it. So I've been doing my best to rest. So again, I'm sorry, but sometimes you do have to rest. Oh, and if my voice sounds funny, now you know why. I'm still getting over it, but hopefully it's not that bad. Enough of that. Let's get on to our first story. My husband died in 2020. After he died, I found out a series of very unpleasant things about him. It was devastating and took me more than 3 years to come to grips with it. God, I'm way too nosy for my own good. I want to know what you found out about him. I know it's none of my business, but you can't start this story out like this and expect me not to want to ask. He died in August of 2020, and I sold our condo in June of 2021. He had renovated the entire condo, kitchen, both bathrooms, flooring, trim, doors, everything. It took nearly 3 years. I have two small dogs, and when the realtor told me someone was coming to see the property, I took my dogs, locked the door, and went outside. The realtor told me to be out for about 30 minutes. After that period of time, I went back upstairs. The door was locked. I entered, and when I did, it looked as if people had been there. Doors were moved, the laundry doors were wide open. I had closed them. They were barn doors. I then got a text from the realtor asking me why I didn't put the key in the lockbox on the main floor outside. The people couldn't get in with their realtor. I'll be honest, I was in a very bad place after he died, particularly after what I found. And thinking in detail was not something I was doing. Just losing a loved one will make you feel out of it. So, had on what seems to be a really bad secret. I don't blame you for forgetting something like the keys. I went to the main washroom and saw that the bathroom mat was sitting over the tub, not the way I left it. I touched it and felt water, almost like someone got out of the shower and had been standing on it. I do hope this is a ghost and not a random person that decided to come into your condo, 'cause that would be way scarier. It was a fairly big apartment, two bedrooms, and an office. When the dogs and I were in bed at night, I could hear noises in the kitchen after he died. Oh God, he died in the apartment? I didn't realize that. As much as I hope it's not your late husband, because of whatever it is that clearly hurts you deep, I do hope it is just a ghost in your place and not a weirdo. Because, girl, I'm getting scared for you. Hell, if this is your late husband, maybe you should let out all of your hurt and grief while you were still there. It could have been very therapeutic for you, if nothing else. I was too afraid to get out of the bed. It was a concrete building, and we couldn't hear anything people were doing in apartments near us. So hearing something was very unusual. I moved in June of 2021 to a new condo. The first night there, I was alone. The dogs were being taken care of. I was laying in bed, not asleep, laying on my side at the edge. I felt someone brush past me. My hair actually moved. It scared the hell out of me. I lay there for a few minutes, afraid to move. Finally, I moved again recently. far from where I've been living. Last Christmas Eve, I was in bed. My bedroom door was open, and I clearly heard three knocks on that door. It happened twice. This also really scared me. I have never been one to think of the spirit world until recently. Last Christmas, I made statements out loud and told him to leave me alone. So far, all has been good. The last 4 years have been a real ride. I am kind of happy you stood up for yourself and told him to stop bothering you. And hey, look, telling the spirit to stop seemed to help with the paranormal activity, which is awesome since it clearly was getting to you. I do wonder why he's there. Like, is he trying to get your attention because he feels remorse for the thing he did? And I hope it's not this. Is he still trying to hurt you from beyond the grave? Either way, I'm sorry for all of the hurt you had to go through, but at least it seems you are in a better place now. And again, I'm happy the spirit left you alone, because that man doesn't need to be bothering you, even from the other side. Alright, let's move on to our next story. My son scares me. Ooh, sounds like we might get a spooky kid. Hey everyone. So yeah, my kid scares me. There have been a few incidents, but I will share the very first with you. About 2 to 3 years ago, my son, who was 4 at the time, was lying in my bed with me, and we were trying to fall asleep. He was doing the usual kid thing when they're fighting their sleep, rolling around, speaking gibberish, playing with his hands. Then, all of a sudden, he stops, and I feel him sit up in the bed. I am pretending to be asleep, so I just stay still and quiet. Then I hear him having a conversation, but I can only hear his side. What did you say? What? I'm trying to go to bed. You go get it. It's downstairs. That way. No, I'm trying to go to sleep. You go downstairs. What? Ugh, I can't hear you. Come here. Oh, that baby is definitely seeing and talking to someone or something. Which I'm not surprised, because kids and animals can see things a lot of adults can't. Their ego hasn't cut them off yet. And that's when I jumped out of the bed and flipped the bedroom lights on, because he is not about to invite whatever this thing is into bed with us. And I asked him, buddy, who are you talking to? And he points in the corner of the room and says, over there. And I said, baby, I cannot see who it is. You need to tell me who it is. Is it a boy? A girl? The child looks at me and says, monster. I know you probably lost it at that. I had a moment of panic run through me, but growing up, I had many paranormal experiences myself. So I sat with him and asked him, do you want the monster to leave you alone? And he said, yeah. So I had him repeat after me, and we told the monster to go away and that he is not welcome in our home. My son decided to end it with, yeah, leave me alone. Ha, I love that. And I love that you didn't shut him down with what he was seeing, just asking him what he was seeing. And even better, I love that you taught him how to protect himself. 2 minutes later, my son is sound asleep. I, however, was up for a few hours after that. And this was the beginning of my child saying absolutely creepy shit. If you want more, let me know. Yep, you for sure have a creepy kid on your hands. Good luck, Mama. You're about to have a crazy weird ride on your hands. At least you already know what it's like to deal with the paranormal, So at least you can help him with his own experiences. And you seem to already know how to set boundaries with spirits, so at least you already have that tool under your belt. Alright, listen, for this next one, I couldn't help picking it. This title had me cackling when I saw it. It's My Dead Sister Ratted Me Out to My Mom. See what I mean? How could I not pick this one after reading that title? Literally what it says. My older sister passed away at 5 years old, a year before I came along. My mom is super connected to her still to this day, and I have quite a few stories from her I could share. This one makes me laugh now, though. In my 20s, I was smoking. My mom is very anti drugs, so I only smoked when she was away. A few days after returning from a night away, she cornered me in the kitchen and told me she had a dream about Tina. Tina told her I was smoking wacky backy in the stream, and she wanted to ask me if it was true. I convinced her it was just a weird dream and absolutely was not, and we moved on. Sorry, Mom. 3 days later, my mom came bursting into my room at 4 a.m., shouting at me that I was lying to her. Tina had come back to her and told her I was lying and that I am. I had to get up for work at 5, so I got up and made tea because she was really angry. So I confessed all, and she went back to bed annoyed at me for making her doubt my sister more so than the smoking. So yeah, my dead sister rats me out to my parents. I'm an only child, so I don't know much about sibling stuff, but I have heard it's not uncommon for your siblings to tell on you for things you're doing wrong. But at least most people only have to worry about their siblings telling on them if they find out. But to have a sister you can't hide anything from, and for her to tell on you to your mom all the time, that has to suck. Like, you have no privacy in that situation. I would say tell her to stop telling on you, but I get the feeling that wouldn't work on her. Oh, you know what? Now that I think about it, why don't you try to talk to her and build a relationship with her? Maybe if you could build that sisterly bond, maybe she would respect your need for privacy. Or not. I don't know how siblings work. It's worth a shot, though. Let's move on to our last story for today. Our dog came to visit us on the 15th of January. I figured we'd end things on a sweet story, especially since I started this episode on a darker note. My brother and I had been in the backyard enjoying the quiet and darkness on the 15th. The moon was out and it was rather beautiful. Isn't she always? We went inside and sat on the couch in the back room where we began reading on Reddit. Out of my peripheral, I noticed what to me looked like dust falling down from the ceiling. It was very faint, and I honestly didn't pay any attention to it right away. My brother sprang forward and yelled out, "Do you smell that?" I replied, "No." He yells out, "That's Samson!" Our dog's name was Samson. He had passed away in February of 2023. He had a particular smelly smell that smells that he would develop after a couple of days of not bathing. We bathed him frequently because of this. I couldn't smell him until I leaned forward. I was immediately hit with the smell, and I was suddenly flooded with his memories. His smell literally was coming and going as if he was walking back and forth from the kitchen, then back to us several times. We sat there perplexed by what was happening. When we caught his smell, we both breathed in heavily. just to be sure we were both smelling the same odor. That is so real. Like when you smell a pet that has passed, or hell, a past loved one, all you want to do is savor that smell. So I love how you both took in a deep breath. Samson decided to chill in front of my brother for several minutes. My brother said, I can feel his heat. He was a big dog, and he then yelled out, Whoa! Apparently, Samson came very close to my brother in that moment. He said it felt like Samson was in his face. Aw, the big baby's giving you kisses, probably. I was able to smell him for about another 5 minutes, comforted by his stink. Then his smell disappeared, literally vanished almost instantly. Literally vanished almost instantaneously. My brother and I began trying to recreate his smell, just so we didn't think we were going crazy. Rocking the couch back and forth, got up and started smelling around the back part of the house, but got nothing. Samson had a very distinct smell, and his smell was gone. We both sat back down on the couch in silence after our short investigation. I could tell my brother was a little shocked, and he even exclaimed that he was in disbelief. We both started reminiscing about our wonderful dog. I joked about how he must have gone on some awesome adventures in the Eternal for the past 2 years, and that's why he's so stinky. It also explains why we never experienced him for all this time. We both laughed, but still felt uneasy about what we had just experienced. We sat there for a couple of more minutes in silence. It then dawned on me what that dust was when I was on my phone. I believe that it was literally Simpson's spirit that came to us in that moment. He was visible. A couple days passed. I brought up what happened to my brother, and we both agreed that it was Samson. We both are still in awe of what occurred that lonely night, but we both are filled with joy and content at the fact that Samson still knows how to get home. I miss my dog. Aw, the sweet stinky baby came back to see you. I'm sure he's come to see you and been around you before, but maybe in that moment he needed you to know he was there. Probably why he came in with that smell. He probably wanted to make it clear who was there and leave you with no doubts. And I love that your brother felt him leaning up on him. I just know that brought back all of the memories. Didn't I tell you I'd in on a palate cleanser? And hey, if you are enjoying this, please rate and review the podcast wherever you're listening, as well as like and subscribe on YouTube. And don't forget to tell others about our coven, 'cause the more witches, the better. Oh, and if you do have a story you'd like me to read on the podcast, please send me an email at pinkyboohauntings@gmail. The email will also be in the show notes below. But for now, the coven is adjourned. See you next time. Bye.